Alright, what's up YouTube? Today we're going to be playing some Pokemon Yellow for N64 and Game Boy Color Original. And when I say N64, it's only because I'm using an emulator on Pokemon Stadium to increase the speed. And what we're going to be doing today is I want to demonstrate the Mew glitch or the Ditto glitch. It's usually referred to either way, but I mean it's the same way you basically get Mew, but extended so that you can get any Pokemon based on your special stat and based on your defense stat to determine level. Playing around with the game, not demonstrating, but just, you know, manipulating and playing with the game and trying to see what things can happen even without Game Sharks at that point. So, in the originals, in Red and Blue, if I wanted more items, everyone knows you go talk to the Fly guy in the second city, and then fly down to Blaine City, and then surf on the coast, and then you'll get a missingno, and the 6 item in your slot will be multiplied to like 150, 200, something like that. I don't know the exact number. And I realized when I was playing Pokemon Yellow, because I prefer it since you can get all the starters by just playing the normal game throughout the different trainers and people who give it to you, I was wondering, I was like, wait a second, you can't do that copying glitch with the missingno on this one. And to be specific, I'll show that right now because I haven't played this one. I have 2 Pokemon to use, and that's specifically for Stadium, so that after you beat all those challenges and stuff. If you guys haven't checked out my other videos, do so for Pokemon Stadium. I demonstrate how I took down and beat the second one, and the first one, on. So the guy is here. But if you talk to him and go surf, it doesn't actually do anything. Come on, old man. So in Blue and Red, the most common thing I think in Pokemon glitches was the fact that people knew this. You talk to this guy, it's so simple. It's not even I wouldn't even consider it a glitch. And then you surf right here, and missingno will pop up. However, that is not the case in Yellow. So I was like, there's got to be a way that I can encounter a missingno installed on Yellow, which I think intentionally was programmed into the game, but that's just my personal opinion. I was like, there's got to be a way to be able to encounter a missingno in order for you to copy items. And luckily, there is a way. Otherwise, I wouldn't have so many fucking Master Balls. But, so, this is how I'm going to demonstrate the Mew or Ditto glitch. And I prefer to call it Ditto glitch because when you type in Mew glitch, most commonly the thing that's going to pop up is encountering the Mew. And I use a similar method to that. I use the same spot in Cerulean City or Misty City. And, because there's a couple trainers that you can do this with. However, if you accidentally battle the guy, then you've defeated all the trainers in your game and you can't really do it. You have to save. So Mew glitch is the fact that you can get Mew by the time you're only on the second gym. And what you do is you walk to encounter that guy who can see you at the farthest distance possible. So if I was standing to the right and step down, you can immediately pause it before he is able to see you. And I believe that is the part of the game that was specifically programmed to do this because it's the only way you can really get Mew, unless they didn't want you to get it. And so what that initiates is if you pause the game and then fly or dig somewhere, then it initiates this like glitch mode in the game basically, which I'm sure most of you know about, where you can't press start or do anything. So you have to either go battle a trainer or go to the PC and change a box. For some reason you're only able to access the PC. You're not able to press A to battle any trainer, so they have to be able to walk up to you. And then a lot of people, for the Mew glitch, this is what they would do, is battle, I believe it's either this guy or one of these guys. And they have a Slowpoke who happens to have the special stat that makes Mew pop up, and then once you're already on the second one, you fly back, and then as soon as you step across this part right here, it'll actually pause the game automatically for you, and when you unpause it, Mew will pop up. However, I'm not going to do that because I already defeated that trainer, and I want to go more into depth with how you do that specifically on Yellow to make any Pokemon you want pop up. Alright, so let's do this. I'm actually a little bit more used to doing it on the ×2 speed. So right there, I press pause, and I can fly away, or if I was somewhere special, I could use dig. And another thing I'd like to point out too is when you're in the Safari Zone, if you use dig while you're in there, which you can, I don't know if, I'm sure you can use fly, I don't see why not, it's basically the same concept. But if you use dig while you're in the Safari Zone, and then go surf in Blaine City, where the missing gnome pops up on red and blue, then all the Pokemon that are in the Safari Zone will actually pop up in the water while you're surfing. And what the difference is you can battle them and then use your Ultra Balls, Master Balls, whatever you want on them, instead of having to use freaking bait and rocks and then Safari Balls, which we all know sucks ass because you're like, oh sweet, a Taurus, a Pinsir, and a Kangaskhan, goodbye, because they just ran away because you threw a fucking rock at it, or you fed it and then it ran away. Makes no sense. But anyways, just pointing that out because that makes it a whole lot easier. You just dig or fly away. I preferably dig from the Safari Zone and then immediately fly to Blaine City and then surf on the right-hand edge, like I demonstrated in the beginning video, like you would for the original red and blue missing gnome glitch. And then all those Pokemon will pop up and it'll be a whole lot easier for you to catch them. Alright, so now that I have this basically initiated, all I'm going to do is fly away. And I'm going to fly to the Indigo Plateau. So, and as you can see, I can acknowledge Pikachu when I press A, but I can't heal my Pokemon. I can't talk to this dude, but I'll make him turn around when I press A. And for some reason, you can access the PC. So, first things first, after you initiate the fly glitch, go to your PC, change your box, which will save it for you. Alrighty, now as you guys can see, I have my option to press A back, and I can do whatever I want, as long as my game would stop freaking having to load. Alright, and now that I initiated the glitch, I flew away, I restarted the game after saving on the PC, and now, instead of battling another trainer, I'm just going to battle the Elite Four. And then I'm going to go find a Ditto. And then I'll be able to summon any Pokemon I want, basically any level. And see. And there you have it. And so the reason that I beat the Elite Four instead of facing the trainer is that allows me to do it infinite amount of times. And you kind of do need to face a trainer to reset it and then encounter a Ditto, otherwise it's really not going to work 100%. And instead of having to face a trainer that can see you from the furthest point and defeating all of them in the game, you just leave them open, and then instead of facing someone who's like parallel to them or in a specific spot that initiates the glitch, all you have to do is go to the Elite Four after encountering the person and flying away, saving to the PC, and then face the Elite Four and I'll let you do it a limited amount of times. And you don't have to worry about never being able to do it again or being able to do it 6 times because there's only so many players that can see you from the furthest point and then a person who's adjacent from them that you can battle. So this allows you to just do the Elite Four and then go find the Ditto. Alright, and 2 things I want to specifically show is the trainers. well, first, any Pokemon that you can get, so just like a common, and then you can get, obviously, any of the legendaries, and then you can also encounter the different variations of missing gnomes. Some will not break the game, but some will freeze the game, and you'll have to restart it. Some other ones that you can encounter is the trainers, and then two specific ones that I really like is the skeleton of Aerodactyl and Kabutops. I think that's probably the coolest thing that you can get out of this. So I will be demonstrating those ones. Probably, if not in this video, then in the next video. I'll show a collaboration of just the cool things that you can spawn from using this glitch. However, I believe I do have a specific Pokemon. So like Zapdos SP, that's Zapdos spawn. So whatever that dude is, his special stat will make Zapdos pop up. And I know I have a Mewtwo one here somewhere, so let me find that one amongst my box. Please. Alright. And some of the missing gnomes you actually can catch and it won't mess up your game. Save file is the only thing you have to worry about for some of them, and I think most people already know that already if you're doing these glitches. So this is one missing gnome that I've caught, and it basically is like, looks like nothing. And it has a crazy amount of health. It has that cry of that Pokemon. And it knows Confusion, Disable, Swift, and Psychic. I tried battling it, and it just has so much health. It will literally keep going down. It says it's level 212. Or some shit. I don't even understand what it's trying to say. And then another one that I have appears as a Rhydon sprite. Pretty interesting. And it knows Water Gun and Growl. Those are just two different types of missing gnomes that you can get. And I will be posting a chart in the description that shows a list of all the things you can encounter, all the way from the regular Pokemon legendaries to the missing gnome spots, slots, and then also the trainers that you can battle, because I believe the trainers are on the end of that list. Now what I'm going to do is withdraw what this is, and I think it's Magnemite. And this one's specific stats I had trained up so that it'll make a Mewtwo encounter, and its special is 131 and its defense is 108. So when the Ditto copies me or uses Transform, if I use Screech a whole ton of times, it will actually make its defense go down since it just copied my stats. But when you encounter the guy, their level is based on your defense. So if you lower your own defense when you encounter the Ditto, then the lower Pokemon that you'll get. And I use that specifically to make cooler Pokemon pop up that were like, I don't even know, like Final Form or something like that. So I could specifically use them in the level 5 battles on Pokemon Stadium and stuff like that. So that you can get them at a lower level and train them up so that you can change the EV points on it and stuff like that. And now we're going to go find a Ditto. Thought I had Repel. Match Repel. And so when I encounter the missing gnome 2 as well, it will also multiply my items in my 6 spots. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to have a whole ton of Hyper Potions, probably about like 250 or something like that. Go in here. And you can find a Ditto wherever you want. This is just the spot where I use it. Some people used grass on the side of the poison and ninja type gym. Which one that is? Let's see. I'm basically just going to do this until I encounter a Ditto. And when I used to do this on the actual Game Boy Color, my god was it a pain in the ass because I'd go so long without finding the Ditto. But luckily, because of doing it on an emulator on the computer or doing it on the 64 with the Dugtrio being unlocked. So instead of being able to do ×2 speed, you could do ×3 speed as well. making it a hell of a lot easier, otherwise this would be taking forever. And make sure that the Pokemon you're trying to have Ditto transform into isn't in your first slot, because if you change to that guy, it'll be a lot easier instead of accidentally attacking it and killing it. And there we have Ditto level 18. He's already a low level, so if I use Screech a ton of times against myself, he'd probably be a level 2 or something like that when I encountered him. But let me throw out Magnemite. Transform. That's all you need. Just let him transform, and you can run away, you can kill him, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make a difference. I use an escape rope, and now I fly back to where I originally was. Cerulean City. Super weird. I've never been able to take out the N64 control pack, or the N64 transfer pack, and take out my game and put it back in. That was super weird. But, so let's review. So I originally initiated the glitch by finding somebody who could fly away from, or see me from the furthest point, so that I can initiate the pause and then fly away. And that takes away my start. That's step 1. Then step 2 is going to the PC and changing your box and resetting the game. Step 3 is beating the Elite Four. Step 4 is training a dude, whether leveling up for candies, just battling guys, battling trainers, or using any of the stat uppers like calcium, iron, protein, PP up, HP up, or carbos to up his stats, and specifically his defense and his special. Because his special is number 131, that is the number that Mewtwo is going to pop up on this. And his defense is 108, so I'm not sure what level that's going to determine, but it will be a factor into what level Mewtwo pops up. And so, step 1, initiate it by flying away and pausing it from a dude who can see you from the furthest point. Step 2, saving to the PC and then restarting the game. Step 3, beating the Elite Four. Step 4, finding a Ditto and having them transform into your guy that you raised. And step 5, going back to the town where you did it, and whatever spot you initiated it, you'll see. And I always do it in Cerulean City, so it will be right here. And like that, the game will automatically pause. I didn't do that, and as soon as I exit out, whatever Pokemon based on this dude's stats will pop up. And there you have it. There's a level 7 Mewtwo, and that's how I have multiple Mewtwo's on my game, so that I could have one with Psychic, another attack, and then double team and Toxic, so I could beat counter Mewtwo's on the 64 stadium and, you know, people who I faced. And then I could also have one with more elemental attacks and one that's a little bit more strategy. But basically, doing this glitch will allow you to be able to encounter anyone that you want in the game. And then, like normal, when you encounter any missing gnome, now you can see, instead of the 6th spot being multiplied for whatever reason, I have no idea why, but Master Ball multiplied, and I have a ton. Yeah, so I probably have about like 120. And that's the whole missing gnome glitch, and you can basically get any Pokemon you want, encounter any missing gnome you want, because I've heard rumors you can use some of them on Stadium for 64. On the first one, I'm not sure about like that, so I preferably think that that's the best glitch, better than the red and blue one where you just talk to that guy and surf. I don't really consider that a glitch because you're not initiating any different responses from the programming in the game. And this one specifically is just awesome because you can get whatever guy you want. And I'm going to deposit my Mewtwo spawn, which I should probably put all my spawns in the same box, but this is more of my glitch box. And as you can see, I got another Mewtwo right here. Actually, I'll go to its descriptions and stats. So there's its stats, there's its moves, pretty badass. You can get any guy that you want in the game. And that's going to be it for Pokemon Yellow for the Ditto glitch. I just wanted to demonstrate how exactly you initiate it, and I will be doing another shorter video to show that Kabutops and the Aerodactyl skeleton, because I think those are probably the coolest missing gnomes that pop up on this game. If you like, give a like. Don't forget to subscribe and check out any more of my content. I got some more Pokemon Yellow videos coming up, and I also have quite a lot of Pokemon Stadium 64 and Stadium 64 2 videos available. If you guys want, go ahead and check those out. And tonight I will be making another video that, like I said, that demonstrates the Aerodactyl and the Gaboo skeleton. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to give a like and subscribe.